Jail? She returned the smoke, and Ozera took a puff. He just finished 3 years for a drugstore robbery. I took the bus out to Kingston every third weekend for 18 months. She rolled up the sleeve on her right arm to show him a tattoo on the underside. It read, Dewey. A red heart was drawn over top of the "we." He offered her back the cigarette, and she grabbed it. I couldn't take it anymore. Those stupid trailer visits made me feel like a sex slave, and he was calling me collect every night. Cost a fortune. She exhaled a line of smoke that danced in the wind. Dewey's a jealous asshole, and he's smart. He already knows I work here, my shift, everything, and he hates Jet. We all grew up in this little place called Peely Island. The name of so many things in this country ended in the E sound, Ozera thought. Timmy's, Harvey's, a hamburger chain that competed with Wendy's, hockey. The manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs was named Burke, but everyone referred to him as Berkey. Now there was Dewey. What's he look like? They shared the smoke as she described her former boyfriend. Real short, spiky red hair and a squished-in face, scary dark eyes, usually hung out with his buddy Larkin, who was a foot taller and had long hair all the way down to his ass. I'll keep my eyes open for them. He butted the cigarette on the curb and headed back inside. In the kitchen, 2 fresh racks of cinnamon crullers were ready. He pulled them from the oven and headed out front. Dewey and Larkin must have come in while Ozera was outside with Suzanne, because he saw the 2 guys she just described to him right away. They were sitting by the door. Larkin, the one with the long hair, was chatting up some black girls at the next table. Dewey, short and red-haired, stared out through the front windows at the dimly lit parking lot. He wore a blue and white striped British football scarf around his neck and was rubbing the tassels at the end between his fingers. The place was busy. Lineups at both cash registers. Off to the side, the shift boss was dealing with some Chinese customers who didn't speak English. He was trying to explain to them that the owners, Mr. and Mrs. Ewan, weren't in today. Nobody noticed Ozera. He looked through the front windows into the parking lot and saw a pair of headlights approach as Jet's Cadillac drove in. Dewey was watching it too. Ozera saw him tap Larkin on the elbow, say something to him, point out the window, and jerk his head in that direction. Ozera dropped the cinnamon crullers on the counter and rushed out back. He opened the door and looked around. No one was there. "Suzanne!" he yelled. No answer. "Suzanne, Dewey's here with his friend." Silence. He closed his eyes. "Be smart, Dragomir, and stay out of this," Ozera told himself. The last thing he needed was more trouble. Back home, after he'd graduated from the university in Bucharest, there'd been absolutely no work. He was the oldest of 5 kids, and his mother was alone. His father had left long before. Ozera joined the Romanian international football team, a fake team that had never played a game of football, or soccer as they called it in North America, and was a perfect way for 20 men to sneak into Canada. At the time, Toronto was booming, and there were tons of construction jobs, even for a linguistics student who'd never picked up a hammer in his life. Things were fine until the recession hit. Overnight, the work dried up. He scratched out a few jobs, and then he got stupid, got caught stealing some food. It wasn't something romantic, as in Les Miserables, when the guy stole a loaf of bread to feed his family. He'd hidden some imported French brie, lovely-looking goose pâté, and 2 thin boxes of expensive Belgian crackers in his satchel. That's what you get for trying to impress a girl. The cops released him and gave him a piece of paper with a date to go get photographed and fingerprinted, and another date to go to court. He never went. Couldn't risk it with immigration. Ozera turned to head back inside. Out of the corner of his eye, he spotted the milk cartons where he'd just been sitting with Suzanne. He thought,